Join us or die.
3, 2, 1, go!
Sit down and grab your protein shakes. Today, we are going to be talking about time, courtesy of Grant.
Harper, 2005. This week we reached out to you guys to see what topics for the podcast you guys would like to hear us talk about. Grant kind of threw at us a two-part answer.
Yeah.
So we're going to go on the making time for the gym portion of his question, which I think is actually a really good topic.
Oh, yeah.
But first,
we niff.
Ready, boys?
Ooh, I get the hard stuff.
Ready? Shake, shake. Pank, pank.
Ooh. Oh, God. How do they make this stronger each time?
You're gonna have to hit bottom on that one.
That one's nothing, dude.
This one's garbage.
You sank it. You got it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how they can make a
Take it
worse
to the
salt
head.
than that.
There's not any worse.
Did we tell people? Oh, we haven't told people. This is like not even out yet. Right?
Yeah.
This is
I think
new.
it might have just came out. They sent it to us, but
Chancellor, who's sponsored by Obsidian, his little
Yep.
discount code if you ever guys want it. What is your discount code, Chancellor?
Niff hard.
Niff hard.
Ooh.
All capitals.
But we got to sample that a couple weeks early.
Yeah.
It is hard.
It's
the worst.
It's not great.
I mean, it's good, but yeah, it's very powerful.
It is
yeah, it's not
atrocious.
But yeah, I have Grant's question pulled up here. So Grant asked, strategy on getting workouts in on a really messed up work schedule and family responsibilities. So as Mason was kind of alluding to, that's a huge factor. That's something we hear all the time from people, and I call it an excuse, but they say they don't have time, right?
Yeah.
Or they're having a hard time making time for it, right?
Which was understandable, right?
Yeah.
Especially in like Wyoming, where like our main industry is the railroad, really crappy schedule, coal mines, terrible schedule.
Yeah.
So like it's totally understandable. And then like we've got a lot of people that go out of town to work on the oil rigs.
Traveling a lot.
Lots of travel.
Yeah, and we have doctors like Dr. Gilbert who works 60-hour weeks.
Yeah.
Night shifts, and we'll be up all night and then comes in here at 6 a.m. and hasn't gone to sleep yet.
Crazy,
Works out,
dude.
yeah.
The guy's a psycho.
Yeah.
But that being said, is that that's the point. Is he makes time for that,
Yeah.
right? So there's always the time to work out. The thing is like Wyoming, they doesn't have a lot of like big gyms, or like say like you want to be in a specific niche where you don't want to go to an Anytime Fitness, or you don't want to go to a YMCA, you want to lift heavy. That might be a little bit harder for you, but the thing is you can make time.
Yeah.
You can call us, like if you want to come here, you can come early, we can stay late, whatever you need, we can make this happen for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's like Chancellor said, it's not easy, but I think hopefully we can give you guys some like practical tips.
Yeah.
Because I think what people look at is you're going to look at somebody like a college kid, right, who has just, classes, 4 to 6 hours a day and then has all night and the weekends, no responsibilities. And you see these guys like busting out 4 or 6 workouts a week, and you kind of think that's the only way I can do it to actually get results. But realistically, like no matter what your schedule, no matter what time period in your life where it's really busy like that, like you can always find a time and you're still going to benefit from it. Yeah, it's not going to look like somebody that has all the free time in the world and they're like prepping for a powerlifting or bodybuilding show and that's like their main priority. But you can still find at least, even 20 minutes a day, like as a start.
It's baby steps, right?
It's baby steps, especially if you aren't currently working out, right? Just something is going to get you moving. Get
10-minute walks.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say also, like Michael's saying, right, even if it's 20 minutes a day, that's better than not being in motion at all, right? If you can come in and you can bang out a 30-minute session, a little pump session here and there, that's better than just saying, I don't have time to do it, right? Even if your schedule is crazy and in your 7-day week, maybe you get in here 2 or 3 times, that's better than nothing at all.
Yeah.
Early mornings, I hate them. I hate early mornings. But when I was in the military, I had to work out at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's just something that you have to force yourself to get out of bed to do.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be easy. It never is easy. The hardest part for me is the first 2 weeks of ever trying to start a new habit.
Yeah.
What do they say? After 30 days, a habit becomes like just something that you do.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
no longer.
ingrained.
Yeah,
It becomes
it's,
your schedule. It becomes consistent.
it's no longer something you have to discipline your body to do.
Yeah.
For me, that never happened at 5 a.m., but I still that was important to me. I think when you're thinking about the excuse, I don't have time, I view that as a luxury. Like, oh, wow, congratulations, you don't have time to work out. Like, that must be nice, because I don't have time to work out either if I really wanted to, like, get my 8 hours of sleep in, and I wanted to go home and take care of this and go home and take care of that. You have to choose your sacrifice on that, right? Like, we have a whole podcast about choose your sacrifice. Are you going to sacrifice working out, 3 or 4 times a week and sacrifice your physique, your body? Probably for me, that would sacrifice my mental, my attitude. I would just go into straight depression just so I can go home and do whatever I do, sit on my thumb and watch Netflix. Or am I going to try to get in here at least 30 minutes after work or before work, 45 minutes? You can get a hell of a workout in 30 to 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, really. Especially if you're not training to be a competitive powerlifter or, like Michael said, a competitive bodybuilder. You can come in and just smash, like, a station workout, right? Circuits. Just like in 30 minutes, you would be surprised. I could kick anybody's ass that comes in my door and trains with me in 45 minutes, and you guys will not want to do any more.
Just give them a couple laps of lunges, and they'll
Yeah.
be on the
Seriously.
floor.
It's whatever, yeah.
And the thing is you even if you can't, right? Even if you need to be at home, you can still do things at home, right? There's bands. Invest in a garage gym, right? If you can buy like a Bowflex set of dumbbells, holy crap, and a couple rubber bands, you know how much stuff you can get going on there?
Oh, yeah.
45 minutes. Are you kidding me? You can't make 45 minutes out of your day. That you are the world's busiest man. I'm sure even Jeff Bezos is working out.
He's jacked.
Do you see how jacked he is right now?
So jacked.
Dude, if he can make time, dude, anybody can make time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So for me, when I hear that, especially like when like people, especially in my family, my friends, oh man, dude, like I wish I could. I'm just like, you can. You are choosing not to.
Yeah. Well, and then it isn't the question of time. It's like where your priorities at, right? Because you can ask all those people. It's like, what's your favorite Netflix show? And I'm sure they got a show
dude,
they like.
will go into detail.
Or like what do you guys do on the weekends? It's like I know you guys are having fun, which isn't wrong, right?
No.
But if you're gonna say I don't have time for X, which is like working out, but you are making time, then really what you're doing is you're prioritizing watching Stranger Things and your Netflix shows, and you're not prioritizing your fitness. And I'm not saying those things are bad, but if you want to make it a priority, you will make time for it.
Right.
And everybody, like Chancellor's saying, Jeff Bezos, like people that are extremely like productive, successful, like they have the same 24/7 time that we have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee you, that these people are busier than you. They have more responsibilities than you. I know, and it's not saying it's easy. You guys have kids, you guys have jobs, but every person on this planet has those things to some extent, right?
Yeah.
You're not like unique in that like you have kids and a job.
You burn the midnight oil at that time, right? Like think about just like Doc said, or like Mike said about Doc. Doc comes in here after a 24-hour shift where he's maybe slept 4 hours and then 24 hours working in the ER and internal medicine, and he still gets a workout in. And when he comes in, he looks like hell. Like he doesn't look like he's not performing at his best, but we make adjustments. We pull back. We don't go balls to the walls.
No.
But you burn the midnight oil. You sacrifice today for tomorrow's betterment, always.
Yeah.
I don't care if you get 4 hours of sleep that night.
Just
Working
get
out and getting 45 minutes before and then taking 4 hours sleep, okay, that's better than getting your 6 hours because you're scrolling on Instagram and watching Netflix in your bed. Than you usually get, right?
Well, you're just not moving either. So it's you just working, sleeping, but never getting your body moving. You're just constantly
Wasting away in your bed.
Your body will essentially, right? You're gonna atrophy, deteriorate, and your fitness will always just kind of fall to the wayside.
And here's another big portion of that too, and something that Mike and I were discussing, Mason, we were discussing before the podcast. You, speaking of time, you only have so much time, right?
Yeah.
Like peak performance for a male is like 37 years old. That's like when we reach the max and things start going downhill after that, right? Not saying that it's pointless to work out after that, because the way that your hormones and how the body works is at 37 is like the peak of our testosterone, right? And that's when we should be like good to go. Like everything should be firing all cylinders. Our body feels the greatest. And then it slowly starts coming down. Well, if you're working out even past 40, that flattens the curve, right? You're not going to take such a dramatic just dive, right? So there's points to working out. But if you want to like see what you can be, right, you should be working out before you're 37. And if not, who cares? At least come in and still get stuff going and see where you can push your body to.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you almost push the body into like second puberty after that, right? Like you see people like Ray, dude, he's 73. Dude, he's put on muscle mass at 73 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Which is crazy, right? Because it's like most people think about a 73 plus person, you think about like old frail, like I don't want to fall down my stairs, and that's why I have life alert kind of person, right? And that is not true, because he's burning the midnight oil.
What is he squatting nowadays?
He just did a lifetime squat at 225.
God, that is insane. If you're not inspired by that, I don't know what inspires
Which is
you.
strong for anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
big
his
squat.
age, right?
225.
Well, even my own mother, like she was actually a college athlete. Like she played soccer and stuff. But she's stronger now in her 60s than she was at 20.
Yeah.
Insane.
She's deadlifting like 250 beltless. It's like
double overhand.
Double overhand. Yeah, she's like
stupid.
And you know, that's what Chance was kind of talking about. You get like the second win, second puberty or whatever. But it's like take that opportunity to like see what your body's capable of. I can't remember who says it, but it's like talking about essentially how like, you know, a man is like wasting their life if they don't see what their body's truly capable of.
Socrates.
Yeah, Socrates.
I think it is.
It is.
Something along those lines, right? But it's like it's kind of a cool thing to see, and it's like I think it's such a character development to see like what you're capable of, and you don't have to compare yourself to, you know, everybody else, but if you know personally like this is where you're at and then this is where you get to, just like, you know, in this journey of fitness, it's just like an eye-opening, and I think it changes people to the core when you see what you're really capable of.
Yeah, and the thing is like I have clients that come in one day a week and still make changes.
Oh,
yeah.
Slight.
Yeah.
They're slight. They're not going to be dramatic. It's not going to be something that it's like, oh my God, what have you been doing? It's just like you're going to see the difference. You're going to feel better. You're going to sleep better. You're stressed. You're not going to be as stressed, right? For me, the gym is a huge thing for stress. Like Mike and I, we both have 60 hours of clients a week, right? I get 4 hours of sleep a night thanks to Nate Dinas. And, you know, like, and then on top of my own workouts, I choose that sacrifice, right? I make the time. I could easily go home and get my 8 hours of sleep. But to me, it's important, right? I don't have kids. I know that's a huge thing too.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you've got to factor that in at some point, right? Because you're going to have kids right now and sacrifice your health so that later when you can actually hang out with them and talk to them, not like a little baby, and like actually have a good relationship with them, you're going to be like in the worst shape of your life.
Yeah.
No way. No, sacrifice some of the time that they're not really making memories. They're not really like there, like they don't care.
They're just feeding.
They're just there. Yeah, you just feed the mouth and like put them to sleep. Like make the time to better yourself so that when you can have that relationship with them, like my dad and I, we have always been like super close. But when I got to like 18 plus, like we're like best friends, like on a whole different level of relationship. And that's something that I wish he would have done, is like take care of himself a little bit better. Because now it's like, Dad, let's go hiking, but I don't want you to have a heart attack. So like I have to make sure like where are we gonna hike, or like what is this gonna be too easy for you or too hard for you? Or are you gonna have a heart attack and I have to carry you off the mountain? Like what do we have to do?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind too.
And there just really can't be any procrastination on this. Like, it sounds extreme, but like this is your only body, right? This is your only life.
No.
And if you're going to take this time, and what happens is it ends up just being a slow fade, right? You know, and it happens to so many people, right? They get busy, they have kids, and then that is where their fitness forever falls off. And now they're in their 50s, 60s, 70s trying to play catch up.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes, luckily, you can like, you know, change course. That's always a possibility, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have a forever heart issue now, or you have so much weight that it's just such an uphill battle to put it off. So when you always think about like, I'll put it off for tomorrow, I'll put it off for after when my kids are out of school, or when my kids aren't, you know, so young, it's like you don't know the repercussions of that time that you're not prioritizing your fitness. And what you're doing is you're digging yourself in a hole, because the farther and the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be, and the more discipline it'll take to get back in the habit. So even if there's a time period, let's say when your kids are really little, your business is crazy, you can do something to just like kill that momentum. I think when you procrastinate or when you stop, and then that's what kills your momentum, is this when some people never jump back on that wagon, or like I said, there could be permanent damage from these years of unhealthy behavior.
Yeah, and those years of unhealthy behavior, say you're 100 pounds overweight, that debt is like almost as bad as like a terrible credit card.
Yeah.
You know, because the thing is you take someone who's 100 pounds overweight versus the guy that's like in shape, and they both run around the block. The guy who's in shape is going to burn, you guys are going to burn the same amount of calories, but the guy that is in shape is going to benefit more as far as physique and aesthetics, because he doesn't have that huge debt of, you know, body weight and like not moving and just unathleticism that the guy that's 100 pound overweight is. Yeah. Which is, it's sad, it's terrible, but it's true. The person who's like in that much debt is going to have to work for a lot longer. It took you 20 years to get there. Don't expect it to go away in a couple weeks, months, even a couple of years. Yeah. That's going to be something that you just have to do. Yeah. Right? So it's like, just keep that in mind. The more debt that you push off, the more body weight, the harder that this process is going to be. Yeah. Right? So it's like, get on it. Yeah. Start today. Stop waiting. There's no perfect time, right? No. Like I say it all the time, your life is not this book that's just has chapters. It's like, well, when this chapter ends and my kids are grown, then I'll start my health and fitness. No, it's like it all happens at once. Yeah. It's just a continuous just bullshit story that just keeps going. Yeah. Right? You have to dive into it. You have to make the time, things that you want, prioritize it out, and go for it. And everything else on top of it. That's just, you don't have the luxury, right? That's what I said. It's like, oh, you don't have time to work out? That must be like the luxurious life. You are a king. Yeah. Thank God that you don't have time to work out. Well, you should, because everybody else in this world needs that time to work out. Yeah. And I don't understand why health is such like this thing that we can sacrifice so easily. Yeah. Right? You wouldn't sacrifice having your car. You wouldn't sacrifice having some paycheck, cell phone, or a paycheck. Food. But, you know, screw your body, right? Like, it's like, that's so easy. It takes so much abuse.
Well, and then what's going to happen is, you know, everything else is a priority until your health becomes a priority, right? Because when you get to that point, then nothing else matters.
Yeah. Well, death is the greatest motivator.
Yeah, right? But it's like, you know, that those shows, the free time, the drinking, the things that you're doing that you could be working out instead. Yeah. Then all of a sudden you're going to go to the doctor and get a red flag, right? Or something bad's going to happen. And then guess what? Nothing else matters. You're fighting for your life. You're trying to turn around this illness that could take you out.
Yeah, screw your work, screw all this.
Yeah, who cares about the extra hours you work? Better. Yeah, like, you know, all the extra time that you spend doing all the things that still could be good things, right? You're like, I'm trying to work really hard, blah, blah, blah. But if your health goes down the toilet, nothing else matters. It really doesn't. You can't focus on anything else.
No, it's just like, you know, like when you get a stuffy nose and you're trying to sleep, it's like all of a sudden it's just like you took breathing through your nose for granted for so long, and now you can't, and now you're like trying to mouth breathe, like, and you just, all you want to do is just like take something and suction all the mucus out of your nose so you can sleep. It's the same thing, right? You don't know what you have until that time is run out. Yeah. Right? So it's like, focus on it, right? Make the time. You have the time. I promise you do. Yeah. There is not a day that goes by that you don't have 30 to 45 minutes to move your body.
Like even 30 to 45 minutes, I think, is just a short amount of time. Even 1 hour, like people make so much progression in this gym alone, just going 3 hours an entire week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's 3 hours, and they're making like 50-pound jumps in their weights, looking better, feeling better, mentality's gone up. Just 3 hours. I don't think that's a lot. Anybody can sacrifice
3 hours out of a week, right? Like,
yeah, a whole entire week. That's easy to get, I think.
Well, and like just the minimal effective dose just to get you feeling better, moving better, even just like mental health is just not that much. No. Like it's as small as, like Mason said, you just start with some walks. Yeah. And you start with some light resistance, and you know, if you're starting from a place where that's not even what you're doing yet, it's like you're going to be amazed how much that gets the ball rolling and how much you actually start feeling better, and you're still counteracting all those things of sedentary, you know, those people that are just not working out, like what those lead to ultimately long term. So it's not like it has to be this monumental task.
No, and here's another huge tip too. If you're one of those people that are trying to make the excuse that I don't have time, hire a coach. Yeah. Right? It's because, like I said to all my clients, you're never going to go buy a movie ticket and then never go to the movie. Yeah. Right? Hire a coach. Get somebody that's going to hold you accountable and force you to make that time until you can do that yourself. Let me hold your hand until you can figure it out. Yeah. Right? Because I will hold your hand and make sure I'll be here. Because the thing is like, You will fail yourself Monday through Saturday, twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
But it takes a sad motherfucker to fail when somebody is waiting for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like to cancel an appointment. How bad do you feel when you have to cancel on somebody?
Yeah.
Like even something stupid like a haircut.
Yeah.
I feel terrible.
Yeah.
Because that's somebody else's time that they're slotting for you.
Yeah.
Right? Hire a coach.
And you're going to lose your money, right?
Yeah.
Cancellation
And you're gonna
policy.
lose
It's
your money.
That's a big motivator
Right?
for a lot of
Yeah.
people
That's
losing
another
their money.
thing too. Yeah, like you get what? We say 12 hours unless it's emergency.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're being charged.
Yeah.
That's just the reality. It's
Yeah.
my time, right?
Yeah.
I could spend that time working out, not waiting on you who's going to cancel and flake off.
And it is like a good motivator because it's like where people put their money is what they're going to prioritize. So if you're if you're throwing $0 at your health and fitness right now, throw some money at it. And we're not doing that from a business side. We're just saying for you because it's like that is something that we innately prioritize, right? Our
Yep.
money. It's just what we need to get by in this world. So if you put some time and some money into that, I can guarantee you that it's going to start.
You're going to prioritize it.
Yeah, you're going to
And,
prioritize it.
and then treat yourself. You know,
Yeah.
like on top of that too, like buy some badass gym clothes. That's what I do.
Yeah.
It's like you want to strut around, and it's like even if you're 100 pounds overweight, get some sick ass gym shoes.
$400 custom lifting belt.
Boom, there you go, right?
And don't listen to the people that like you're like, oh, that's expensive, or like I can't believe you're spending all that money on that. It's like you are doing something that's actually beneficial for yourself.
Just suck my ass.
It's-
Are
it
you
gets
kidding me
old.
right
Yeah.
now? Like, there is an investment in you.
Exactly.
Dude, people hate so much that people get motivation and actually work on themselves. There's so many critics on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
Yeah.
Screw those guys. Let them be fat and disgusting.
Yeah.
You know, being fat is one thing, but being fat and gross, that's disgusting, right? Like, don't be fat and gross.
I never see some in shape badass dude being like, I can't believe you're spending money on a gym or a trainer on all that
Hell
equipment,
no.
Yeah.
or like you like, oh my gosh, look at your new obsession where you're like working out all the time. It's like it's never the healthy in shape people. It's always like this guy or gal. It's like a spouse or a family member, or a friend that's like sitting on the couch getting overweight.
Yeah, alcohol.
Can't believe you're wasting all your money going to the gym like that.
While they waste all their money on booze at night, and
And they're just sitting around watching TV, getting
smoking a
worse.
couple packs a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look at those people before you listen to them.
And also think about this too. If you're working labor, you know, working out and working a job is not the same thing.
Yeah.
Training and working does not account. Well, I get my workout outside. It's like, are you kidding me? I used to work on ranches. I built elk fence for like 3-4 years. I've done irrigation. I worked manual labor. You know what I did on top of that? I trained as well.
Yeah.
Because the thing is you're not going to train the same way that you work. Right, it's all specific, targeted. Your muscles. You're going in with a purpose. Work is not. The purpose of work is not to
Getting
work on your
paid, right?
body.
And
You are getting tasks done.
Yeah.
You are doing your job.
Your gym time is like your you time. You
Yeah.
need to work on yourself.
It's the most selfish place in the world.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you think about it, it's the
Yeah.
one thing that in here it is all about you.
Yeah.
It's not about your wife or your kids. It could be if you're trying to get in shape for them, right, and be like for longevity and be there for them longer.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this
Yeah,
place
working
is for you,
Yeah.
right? Go stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself. Keep
Yeah.
doing that all day until you like what you see. Here's a little sad note though. You're never gonna like what you see. Right?
Yeah, I know, it's good.
This is gonna be something that is gonna be an obsession, a sickness.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just sad to see because I see so many people out there that don't have something like this where they invest in themselves.
Yeah.
It's always about their family. It's always about their kids, which is not a bad thing, obviously, but this can be your one thing that's for you that you do a couple times a week. And, you know, it's not outrageous to, like, spend a little money and throw some time at that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, why, you know, you only have this one life and, like you said, one body, and you're not going to put any money towards it, even though you'll spend thousands on cars and houses and trips and toys and luxury things, but then you can't put a little bit of money on the side just to, like, get your only machine that gets you moving that you have for life. Like if your tires are if you damage your car, you get a dent, your engine goes out, you're not going to put money towards that.
No. You just
But
drive the piece of shit all
the body that
forever.
takes you everywhere.
Yeah.
The body that you take everywhere with you. You just you won't put any money towards that.
Yeah.
That's something that will get you
Like
results.
every
better.
2-3 years you got to change the rubber on your tires, right?
Yeah.
You know, and then people look at you crazy if your tires are worn down.
Well, you'll get a nice ass car too if you
Yeah.
have the money, and then you won't get a nice ass body. Like you won't treat
So
your body
you-
like the same way you would like your car.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that your body is the machine, right? It's like that's what takes you everywhere.
And
it's the only reason why you're able to have the kids and the family and the job that you do is your health. And that should be the number one on top of before money. It should be your health.
Yeah.
Right? I'd rather be a poor ass poverty-ridden peasant that just has like this Greek god body and a good health than the fucking fat king.
Yeah.
Right? Like that guy's not living long. Like screw that.
No.
What are you going to do with that money when you're dead? What are you going to do with that time with your family? Like, because you're not going to be there for their whole lives if you're not taking care of you.
And you're gonna you're cutting out your life short. You don't, and the quality of your life too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see people that are 50, 60, 70 and in good shape like Ray, and it's like, look at Ray, the quality of his life, just because he put some time twice a week to working out versus other 70-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
Who are like starting to get into the wheelchairs or going to the
Ray told me he about died like a couple weeks ago. He was hanging a picture, so he was up on a ladder. And he told me, he's like, this saved my life. And, you know, I kind of brushed it off like, yeah, of course it has, Ray. He's like, no, I'm serious. I was up on a ladder hanging a picture in my house, and I somehow lost my balance. He's like, I was strong enough to redirect my fall into the couch instead of the coffee table.
Jesus.
He said he was falling towards the coffee table, and then mid-fall he like grabbed the ladder and threw himself onto the couch. He was like, I wouldn't have been able to do that like 6 months ago. I would have just hit the coffee table. It would have been done for me.
Oh my God. That's scary, dude.
So it is life-changing. He only comes 2 hours out of the week, right? And this is the benefit he gets out of it.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to say is just this is a non-option. You have to do this. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care what time,
don't kid
what
yourself
schedule.
that you don't have time.
And you know, like we were saying earlier, you procrastinating, you putting it off could have consequences that could be permanent.
Yep.
And it's stupid. And you know, if you are not prioritizing what's really important, I don't care what's going on.
Yeah.
And like we said, there are practical ways to fit it in no matter what.
Yeah. Get up earlier, stay up later.
Yeah.
Work out midday. You are not busy from 5 a.m.
Yeah, your kids
to
aren't
10 p.m.
Your kids aren't up
night.
at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Get up at 4:30. Work out from 4:30 to 5
Yeah.
or whatever they get up. Half hour before they get up, or half after they go to bed.
Or
Or half hour
trade
before
off
work.
with your spouse.
Yeah.
You watch them today.
That's-
This is your workout day.
Yeah.
I'll watch them tomorrow. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's
Right?
what Mariah and Ryan do. They
Yeah,
just trade off
seriously,
the
trade
kids
off.
and work
And
out.
it's getting 2 to 3 times a week. You know, minimum of
And
20,
if you have a
30 minutes.
spouse that is like upset with you spending time in the gym, I'm sure she wouldn't be upset with you if you had to pay for medication that helped you go.
Yeah.
Why is that such a big difference, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the easy button? No, screw that. Right? Maybe you can get off the medication you're paying for if you just came in here and worked out. So it's like you got to realize like this world is so skewed with when it comes in terms of their own health.
Yeah.
Don't drive the dented up piece of shit car.
No.
Right? Drive a nice car.
Yep.
Meaning your body.
Yep.
Right? The car is your body.
Yep.
Right? Your wife would be embarrassed if you went to pick up the kids and just like the hunk of junk, the loaner car from the mask, you know, that's sputtering. That's your body. Like you want to go out in public every day in that just trash car?
No.
No, like go out, take care of yourself. Like
Some pride
be
in
there.
yourself, yeah.
Be reliable, be around for a long time. This is for you. Obviously it's for you, but it's for your family too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, you know, practically too. So if you travel a lot, I have a client that right now he's like running his business. He's going to Europe all over. He can't always hit the gym. He just bought TheraBands, like those jump stretch bands. You can do squats with those. You can do
so much,
shoulders
man.
with that. You can do curls. You can do body weight exercises. Like, I mean, during the pandemic, when none of the gyms were open, like we had all of our clients in the city like doing workouts from home.
Yeah.
And you guys don't need anything. You guys need your body, and if you have some
The
stuff,
will to
we
move.
had body weight workouts, or we had workouts where you had like 20-pound dumbbells.
Yeah.
And you can go get those at Walmart. So if you guys literally are at the point where you can't make time to go to the gym, I will give you workouts. I have hundreds of them because that's all we did during the pandemic is body weight workouts, minimal equipment workouts. And then if, you know, obviously as time goes on, you should get moving into a gym. And if you have it where you failed over and over to be consistent with that, then like Chancellor said, hire a coach.
Yep.
Get the ball rolling. Have somebody else help you, hold you accountable.
Yeah,
and it's
we'll wipe the ass. You can come in like
Yeah.
It's not a hard thing.
No.
Right? It's gonna be hard at first on your body. You're gonna feel like crap. You know, you're gonna be moving probably things that you've never worked before. Or your body's waking up.
Yeah.
Right? But just get it going. We will be here to hold your hand through it. Just get it in your head that the process is going to be tough to start. Every new habit that you form is hard to do if you don't make it consistent.
Yeah.
But try to make it consistent. Do it, you know, once, twice, 3 times a week to start.
Start small.
Yeah.
Like, you know, do little things first. Don't expect yourself to come in 5 times a week
Yeah.
and just crush it every week. Have an hour.
Yeah, don't go from 0 to 100.
No.
Right? Like just, you know, if you need to, like just start small. Like just take your twice a week, 45 minutes.
Yep.
And don't expect a huge dramatic change, but pay attention to the details. You're
Yeah.
going to notice things that are changing, things that you feel better about, way you sleep, how you feel.
Yeah.
And then roll off that. Use those mini victories to build the momentum until you can get to the point where you can go from 0 to 100
Yeah.
and be balls to the walls and then
And
see how you feel.
I also feel like when people start getting those small wins and do start small, they start getting addicted to it. Like
Oh, yeah.
I remember my dad telling me that's like when he first started getting to working out, he was addicted to it. My grandpa's like, "So when does this end?" He's like, "Never. This is my life now."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it is kind of like that. It's like when I first started this, it was like, okay, it's cool. I'm working out in my buddy's garage with a crappy bench, but then look at where I am now, like
Yeah.
in like a crazy gym with 2 strong ass guys. Like
Yeah.
this is my life now. It's just like turns into a whole thing. It's like people get just addicted to it. It's like if I feel like when we have an open gym, people would just be nonstop
yeah.
coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a goal.
Right.
Yeah. So there's no excuse.
Yep.
No.
Find a time. Find a way.
Yep.
There is always a way.
There's always a time to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, and if
Burn
you're
the midnight oil if you have to.
Wake
Yeah.
up early.
Yep. You know,
You guys-
sacrifice today for tomorrow's betterment. Just remember that.
Yeah. And if you guys don't have ideas, if you are at the point where you're traveling or need home workouts, we'll help you with that. And if you guys are looking at getting a coach, like Chancellor said, our first session's always free. You get to come in, you get to check it out, get a vibe for us. If you know somebody that's like still hesitant, there's a 0 risk policy there.
And we'll never put them in something that they're not ready for.
No.
It's
Yeah.
always adapted to their level of fitness
Yeah.
and where they are as far as how they can move.
Yeah.
Right, their past, their injuries, everything. We take all that into accountability, so they're not just going to come in here and just get slammed.
No.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, we are like a rehab and performance. Like we see people that are literally just got off the surgical table, can barely move, or just like are in extreme pain. To like, we're also powerlifters. We can get you ready for a meet.
Yep.
But we have experience. We know how to work with any end of the spectrum. So don't think that like if I come here, these guys are way too hardcore.
And don't be embarrassed. Everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah.
And like I've said in multiple podcasts, if you come in here and you ever see somebody snickering or looking at you weird, I will throw them off the building.
Oh, we will
head
fire.
first.
We will fire
I will
any
beat down
client.
the garage door with their face.
Yeah.
There's no way. That does not happen in Forge, right?
No.
Don't be ashamed of where you start because we've all been there. We were all idiots once too in here.
Yeah.
I did stuff that was just absolutely ridiculous when I look back at it.
Yeah.
But that's a part of the learning process, right?
Yeah.
You have to have that. That's how you get better in the gym. Every day there's stuff that we do in here that I'm just like, oh my God, that was stupid. I should probably never do that again.
Yeah.
But guess what? That's just part of the journey.
Now you know.
Don't be ashamed.
Yeah.
People are going to look at you. Not in here because it's a private gym. The only one that's looking at you is the person that you pay to look at you. That's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I look at you, and I have seen way worse, trust me.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, don't ever think that there's going to be any judgment if you ever come into Forge.
No.
Right? And keep that in mind, too, if you just go to a commercial gym or some other gym, right? And if somebody's looking at you, just remember they started somewhere, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And plus, I bet you half the time somebody's looking at you, it's not because they're making fun of you. They respect that you're giving it an attempt, right? Because it's
Yeah.
a lot more to respect somebody who wants to come in, who's in that debt of that body weight and that health issues. See
Yeah.
them come in and wanting to work on themselves, and someone's who could take the easy route, sit on the couch and say they don't have time.
Yeah. No, there's huge respect for those people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it, huh,
Yeah.
boys?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I felt like that was a great one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry if I got a little preachy.
That's
Just
fine. That's
hear
what
it-
they come here
we
for.
just hear it
They're
all-
used
we
to
just
it.
hear it all the time. So,
Yeah.
Grant, thank you for the question. We will be answering the first part of that in regards to sleep, hopefully next week, because I think that is also a huge topic, and I think
Yeah.
both of those together would have been like a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah.
And
So we'll
the
get
sleep
another
one is actually a huge one that Mike and I have done a lot of research on too, because so we got some good articles and stuff that we can pull up for you to review
Yeah.
as far as sleep and how muscle building and fat loss is occurring during your sleep.
Yeah.
Something that maybe I don't practice very well, but,
3 hours. of
but I
sleep.
know. Yeah.
Do as I say, not
Not
as
as
I do.
At the end of the day, build yourself, conquer adversity, repeat this daily. If you do these things and make the time to get in here and do these things, you will live a successful life. Punch the mic.
Skadoosh.
All right. So now do I?
You have 3 minutes to get there, Chancellor.
What time is it? 11:30?
27.
Perfect.
Extra time.
Do I just pause this?
Yeah.
Press pause. Yeah, and just leave that there, and I'll